Yo, people, what you telling me back again for another footy talk after yesterday's? I don't even know what to call it, blood. MONTS, what you telling me, fam?
I'm all good, my bro. Just the ACL stuff gets harder and harder, bro. It's my camera more zoomed in, by the way. It usually is.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'll fix that in a second. But yeah, bro, man. More the ACL stuff. I'm nearing not too far from the surgery date now, so yeah, more rigorous workouts and that. But outside of that, yeah, man. Cloud nine, like Omri said, cloud nine on one day. The other day is my 90 minutes probably could have gone somewhere else. I ain't gonna lie, my 90 minutes could have gone somewhere else.
No, 100% they could have. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, we had to sit through that. I ain't watching the second leg though, bro. I'm telling you guys, bro. Like, I'm just not doing it, bro. I can't do this. Can't do this with my time, bro. I'll be real. Like, it's peak, fam. That game yesterday was horrible, man. Yeah. It was a horrible game of football. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, second half, Atleti started pressuring them, man, and they were lucky, bruv, to get away with a draw, blood. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of people talking about the penalty that wasn't given. In my opinion, none of them were penalties, but it just
in the champs, they're all there. It's the champs, though, isn't it?
In the Champions League, cool. But if I'm the ref, I'm not giving any of them. Do you know what I'm saying? Because for me, in football, there's nothing I hate more, as a player than people looking for fouls. It's like, brother, play the game, innit? You know them ones there, like, it's annoying, bro. It's just like people flopping in basketball, like, it's jarring. It's like, brother, play their game. Like, if somebody's gone to kick the ball, and I've just kicked the ball out of the way, with no intent to dribble or continue, and I'm just waiting for contact to fall over, it's like, bro, fuck off, man. Do you know what I mean? And the same goes for the first penalty. Gyökeres ain't trying to score. As soon as he controls the ball, he realizes he's taken a bad touch and he's waiting for the contact because he knows his touch was dead, bro. Play the game. Yeah. Because, bro, you shouldn't be in front of a player in front of goal, and waiting for contact. Try and score, bro. Or rather you take a touch, try and strike the ball, you're off balance and that, but you tried to score, bro. You just stop playing. You just stop playing, bro. I don't like that. And the handball wasn't really a handball. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't move his arm towards the ball hits his arm. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I look at all of them, like, I'm just like, these are not penalties, innit? But in today's game, you know what I mean? They all get given, innit?
I agree. I think for me, like, in terms of like the Gyökeres first one, for me, I know it. Listen, I'm going by the rules of the Premier League, the Champions League. I don't go with the Premier League rules in the Champions League. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit there and be disappointed every game.
But even we don't even know what the Premier League rules are because they change every game.
It's whatever Don Perez wants it to be. You know what I mean? It's something he wants the rules to be. You know what I'm saying? But generally speaking, I think with the Gyökeres one, I think it's clumsy. You know what I'm saying? Gyökeres, poor touch. But the one thing as a striker, you always have to do anyways, is get yourself between the body and the ball. So if the defender does do something clumsy, you get a penalty out of it. And unfortunately, this is a game of fine margins. So even though the right thing to do is probably to get a shot away, he probably scores if he gets a shot away, to be honest. There's that much space.
That's what I'm trying to say. Why would you not try and score? I don't like when people are in goal-scoring positions, and they don't try and score, bro. Like, man would rather fall down and try and get a penalty rather than try and score. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I hear what you're saying. I think in that moment, I think the defender gives the referee a decision to make. And that's where Simeone is going to probably have a word with Hanko and go, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? The touch weren't great. Maybe we could have made, like, if you're gonna make contact, just lean on him. Don't run into him. Lean on him. Just lean on him. Like, the best centre backs lean on you. They ease you off the ball, and the ref has to. You see ref doing this one, and carrying on. You know, so that's what I'd say. So that was just mad Gyökeres-y. Like, the touch weren't tidy. Yeah, it is what it is with that one. I don't think.
I can say, how can you dive if you get a push in the back, brother? If you push me in the back and I'm going forward anyway, you're helping me where I'm already going, bruv. Like, it's not like he got nudged to the side and he's gone this way. If you're going forward and you push me in the back, I'm still going forward. Do you know what I mean? So man didn't need to fall like that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't think it was a dive, but I think that it was clumsy, bro.
He felt the contact and he couldn't wait to go over because he don't trust his first touch. He knew he wasn't controlling that ball properly. The ball's getting away from him.
But that ain't new to me. What I saw from Gyökeres ain't new. That's why I'm not crashing on Gyökeres. He's crap. Yeah, he's crap. I know he's crap.
Penalties, but they're all arguably penalties here into the game.
What was it? 6, I think you need money. It's for a local 20. Yeah, blank. You're chatting, but I'll answer the Wharton thing when we get to like talking about Liverpool. But
that's it.
Yeah, but with Gyökeres, big up for the super chat, by the way. With Gyökeres, I just think that's it. That specific situation, he feels the contact. Champions League tight knit game goes down, is what it is. I think the Ben White one, because the ball come off of the knee or this foot or his knee before it hits his hand.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. The ball hits, it deflects off of his leg and then hits his hand, which is it's not like a massive change in direction of the ball, but the ball changes direction slightly. Like, yeah, in the Champions League, it's a handball, innit? I think it's more of a handball than obviously the dumb one they gave in the PSG game. The Dembele one, that was, yeah, that's not being spoken about enough, in my opinion. It's not being spoken about enough. Yes, it's probably because the game was such high octane and high quality, but that given as a penalty in that high octane, the stakes, when the stakes are that high in the semi-final, that much quality, it's a disgrace. Or the drug betting is a disgrace. But the Ben White one in the Champions League, that's a pen. And the last one, now the last one's a funny one for me because there's not enough contact for it to be a pen. In real time, it looks like a pen, but it's not a pen. But I feel like it's not the evidence on when you're watching it back isn't conclusive enough to deem it what's it called? An error. Yeah. Here an obvious error. So I think the ref has to stick with the decision, whichever he makes it, even though it's more of not of a penalty than it is. The ref just has to stick with his decision. I don't think you can, like, if he gave it and then disallowed it, I don't know, man. I just think you got to stick to the field.
But this is why I like it. No, but then again, I think that referee should have played the game at some level because the way that Eze falls over, tells me it's not a foul, innit? Because it's one of them ones where, if you take a touch, why are you dragging your back leg like that? You know them one? Because my thing is, if you're taking a touch to keep on running, you bring your back leg with you. Why did your back leg just stop working and your back leg's hanging straight behind you and you fall over?
And his leg kicked into it, and he kicked his leg into.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's a dive, bro. That's what it is, bro. And you see footballers do it all the time, You can tell how legit a foul is by the way somebody falls over, bro. And I see a lot of players do it now. Harry Kane's famous for it when they drag their back leg. It's almost like they're waiting for the contact so they can just go over. It's like
the best trying to run. Done it. CR7 does it very well. Yeah. Bale's done it very well as well.
They're dives, bro.
Well. But you know what it is? As I said, like when you're looking at that Eze one, like me, I'm gonna go back to it, but I think the McAllister foul is more of a foul than the Eze one, personally. When Pacho goes through the back of McAllister, where you look at it and go, there's contact, but is there enough for you to drop you know what I'm saying? That's where I go, referee, just stick with your decision. Just stick with your decision. If you're given a pen, then you need to be given light penalties from now. It's about consistency. If light penalties are going to be given, we're not going to like it, but at least we have consistency. Right. At least we have consistency. You see what I'm saying? I think as fans, we're more for consistency than right and wrong decisions.
I agree. That's what we're annoyed about because as fans, we don't know what's a penalty, what's not, what's a handball, what's not, because it seems to change every game. Like the interpretation, there's not one rule that we can look at consistently for us to know. Do you see what I'm saying? If these guys said, listen, because football is supposed to be a contact sport anyway, so contact does not mean foul. It doesn't mean that. Do you know what I'm saying? If they told us, like for instance, when they say dumb things like, oh, your hands have to be in a natural position or something like that, there's no such thing as a natural position in sport because your arms are a counterbalance and you're playing a sport that you're constantly changing direction and stuff like that. So if I go to jump for a header, I'm going to put my arms up to jump. So if my arms are here, it's not an unnatural position because it depends on when the ball hits me. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's no such thing as a natural position. Like your arms behind your back's not a natural position. Because if I'm running to block a football and I stick my leg out, my arms are going to be out for balance. They're not going to be here. So hands behind the back is not a natural position. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Of course
All
not.
this
Even Ben
natural
White.
position
Look at
shit
Ben
don't make
White.
sense.
Ben White goes to block the ball with his leg out, but the reason his hand is where it is again, as you said, it's if he falls over, his hand will break his fall. If his hand's not there and he goes like that and he drops, he'll bust his head
he
on the
could
ground.
dislocate his shoulder. So he's got to have his hand out. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not unnatural. Do you know what I mean? And when man say, "Oh, your hands are away from your body," well, of course they're going to be away from your body. You're not in a straight jacket. Like, why are your hands going to be against your body? Like, your hands are never going to be against your body in a sport where you're running and changing direction. So, like, I just don't believe in. I don't believe in such thing as if the ball hits your arm, it's a handball. I believe that handball is when it's deliberate. If it's not deliberate and you don't make a motion with your arm towards the ball, for me, it's not a handball. The ball hitting your arm isn't enough for it to be a handball, because what am I supposed to do? Cut my arms off? Do you see what I'm saying? The only time, I think a handball is a handball, whether it's intentional or not, is if the ball's going in and it hits your arm. If the ball's going in and it hits your arm, whether you meant it or not, you've stopped a goal.
Yeah.
So it's a handball. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a red card, but it's a handball.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm giving the penalty or I'll give the goal. But for me, just because the ball hits your arm doesn't mean it's a handball. That doesn't make sense. Just like every bit of contact isn't a foul.
No, it's true. And that's the thing. There's so many intangibles when it comes to handballs. That's why I think for me, it's not necessarily about who's right and who's wrong, because there's so many different interpretations from each referee to the next. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I've sat down with Mark Clattenburg on one of the shows, and he did give us some insight of to like the referee side of things and their interpretation and how they want to manage a game and how stadiums can differ, and when the crowd's on you, how much time's left, and certain man maybe want to get out there and make sure they've made no mistakes, but other man just want to referee the game properly regardless of, like, there's so many intangibles. As fans, it also happens with the refs. They have their interpretations outside of just black and white, because the game is not black and white. So there's only so much you can apply to the game just from the book. Do you know what I'm saying? Just from the book. And that goes to a lot of things. That goes to stuff like driving. That goes for most things in life. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not many things are black and white. So I think, as I said, it goes back to the first thing I said. We prefer consistency. So if we know, boom, if the light handball, if the ball even grazes your hand, you're done out here, then at least boom, man, know what it is. Whether it's fair or not, we know what it is. We can have a conversation about the rules changing, but at least there's consistency. If there's contact, but we know we're not giving every contact foul in the box, we know there's got to be serious contact for it to be a penalty. These days, the dog show barely ever works anymore. Like, you barely really see players getting red cards from clamping man in the box, even if they're like right in front of goal these days. It's still, you're getting a yellow card for that nowadays. You're getting a yellow for that. But I'm seeing guys get reds when they're getting fouled on the halfway line. When there's no one, when it looks like there's enough space to be through on goal. When I'm seeing guys live, they'll get clamped in the box and it's a yellow card. You know what I'm saying? Well, all you got to do is swing your foot and you got a whole goal team, man. But when you're on the halfway line, you got to run 50 yards and then beat the keeper. It's a straight red. So, like, I think we all just want consistency, and that's why I just said on-field decision, stick with that, because the ref was giving light fouls all game. I'm talking about in terms of penalties. Like, the penalties are very light. The Ben White one was harsh. The Gyökeres one, clumsy, but you can say still harsh. The Eze one, on-field decision, for him to give the penalty, it was. So I didn't mind the consistency of it. It's a difficult one, but just in terms of like the quality of the game, I don't even want to talk about the refs too much time on the refs. Just in terms of the quality, though, like, I think obviously we saw a contrast obviously between PSG Munich and Atletico Arsenal, and I don't think you didn't have to be a genius to see that the two games weren't going to be different. I already said there was 5 goals in the first half in the PSG Bayern Munich game. I said there weren't going to be 5 shots on target in the Arsenal game. And I think I was right. I don't think there was 5 shots on target.
Probably not. And if there was, do you know what I mean?
I don't think there was.
Actually, they might have been, but 2 of them were from Arsenal. One of them was a penalty. So,
yeah, I don't think there was 5 shots on target. I think Griezmann hit the bar. That's not a shot on target.
Oh, yeah. And they hit the post as well. So, yeah, maybe there wasn't. Do you know what I mean? But Atleti were all over them second half.
Exactly. So, that's and we all knew, like, again, there's different styles, and we know, like, the Mourinho style, the Simeone style against bigger teams. I'll say if Simeone, because he does know how to play football. If you've actually watched La Liga, Simeone does know how to play football. I think, Lookman's actually there was 5 shots.
Yeah, Lookman missed a hat-trick worth of chances.
Yeah, but I'm just looking at these. I'm looking at the game, and I'm thinking, for me, I think Atletico should have done more in the first half. They let Arsenal grow into the game in that first half. I think if they actually put it on them, personally, I think they could have made them crack. I think Arsenal should have been more brave. I think there were times where Atletico were shaky, especially defensively. They should have picked up on the fact that they should have seen Hanko panic. Because he panicked with Gyökeres, I would have targeted him for the rest of the game. They should have targeted him for the rest of the game because he's the one who actually he was the one who fouled Eze or had the incident with Eze. It was him again. And I don't think he had a bad game on the ball. I think he was decent on the ball. I think the PSG backline were very calm on the ball when they got the chance. But generally speaking, like, I think the attacking on both sides was poor. I think Alvarez was, I don't know whether he got the hip. Alvarez, I think, for me, was in two minds every time he got the ball. Griezmann put his foot on the ball, and everyone kind of just seemed to stop with him. Lookman was turned into Mr. Freeze in front of goal. It's a poor game of attacking football when Noni Madueke was probably the second or third best attacker on the pitch. What does that have to say?
Bro, he was genuinely pissed off that he got taken off, blood. I was laughing, bro.
Yeah. And the thing is that, like, this is the thing that don't make sense to me. I think all the attackers were shit. Maybe bar Griezmann. I think all the attackers were shit. And even Griezmann was kind of doing the midfield false 9 role. He was like dropping in. He wasn't like the last man. If anything, I actually saw more from that young Bayern. He looked quite tidy. The youth that come on at the end for Atletico from Villarreal, he come from. He got feet, you know. I don't know if you preed his thing. I think it's Bayern. Maybe I butchered his name.
Yeah, Bayern, yeah.
Yeah. He got feet still. You can see he has a little something. Maybe Soloff should have come on for them to have a target man. But yeah, that Bayern kid, yeah, he's cold still. But I'm looking at all the wingers, yeah, and I'm a crashers when it comes to Noni. But the reason I'm gonna back Noni on today's occasion, I don't think he even played particularly well. But what I saw from Martinelli made me sick. It made me sick, bro. Like, at least with Noni, man went byline a couple times, created a 1-2 opportunity, half chance. You know what I'm saying? Man went byline, took it past the. I see him beat the defender and get a decent ball in. Martinelli, yeah. Like, what does he do? Like, he doesn't do anything. Like, at least Noni's shit and takes risks. Do you get it? Like, he's shit and it will be a shit end product, but at least, bro, a defender. How about this? Martinelli's a defender's dream at times. Like, at least with Noni, you know he can get past the man. Noni can beat a player. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's what happens after that.
Yeah, but Martinelli has neither.
Yeah.
Neither.
Yeah, like, he's got no 1v1 abilities. He can't cross, he can't shoot.
He can't cross, he can't shoot. He doesn't cut in fast enough to work the space. I saw Noni work the space, cut in, and actually just miss. I see him get to the byline and dink it back stick. Now, again, how often he'll do that in a success rate is very poor. So we all know that. But that was better than anything Martinelli. Bro, can anyone name me anything he done? Anything for the whole time he was on the pitch? He doesn't. All he does is. That's all he does. He drags the ball and does nothing. He just lags. He just lags. He's just buffering. He buffers on the ball. And then when he cuts in, like, you've given the defender, like, I remember when Henry was talking about Turkey. I think it was Henry. Someone was talking about, it might have been Henry. Someone was talking about Turkey. And he was saying that the best players face you up, but don't give you the time to get set. So the second you put your weight on the other foot, boom, you're gone. Martinelli leaves you. He lets any defender get set, and you're just ready for whatever direction he goes. And even when he doesn't go byline, and he doesn't really, and when he cuts in, he just goes backwards.
Yeah, and he cuts in, he can't shoot anyway.
Yeah, and you know what it is? He slows himself down, but he's not as explosive as he used to be. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it was Henry talking about Elise. Yeah. It was Henry, but he was talking about Elise. and he named a few other players from what I remember. Yeah, like Martinelli will put his foot on the ball, but then he'll drag it. But when you're in that slow moving motion, he's not explosive. His change of direction is not fast enough anymore, even though he's still very quick. So there's no trickery with that. So as soon as he goes byline, you just lean on him, just lean him out of place.
Yeah,
lean him out of place.
he's not going nowhere, bro. He's closed himself off. Yeah,
he closed himself off. So it's like, and there's not even like a step over or anything. And it's the same thing with Saka. Lean. At least if Saka is a bit more.
Yeah, but yesterday he was looking. Man, he was looking knackered, bro. Oh my days.
This is where I had to argue with the Arsenal fans yesterday. They were like, Saka's cameo was good. For me, I said,
why was Saka's cameo didn't do anything.
I said, why was it good? Oh, he played the pass for Eze. No. The reason it was even a penalty shout is because the pass was under hit.
Yeah, the pass was under hit.
If anything, you got to commend Eze for trying to draw the foul. You're trying to make something from a shit pass. Secondly, did you not see when he took it to the byline and you got the crossing? Brother, he took it to the byline and he crossed it all the way, almost off the pitch. I'm pretty sure Noni gets called Beetlejuice for that. Like, so, but when it's Saka, he took it to the byline. Did you see what he did? On 300 bags.
The cross was over here. It was poor, man. Like it was just a poor game of football for the most part. I think Atleti made it a game in the second half. They actually did enough to win, innit? So, like I said, Arsenal did well to get the draw yesterday, and it's just one of them ones. We're gonna see, innit? We're gonna see second leg, bro. I'll be honest. I think there's a lot of pressure on Arsenal in this second leg now. You're at home. Do you know what I mean? You have to win the game, and you know what I mean? I think their fans could well psych them out, bro.
Eze got to start though, man. I think like he's there. Eze got to start for them. He has to start.
Yeah, you would think so.
He's the only one with a little bit of something and
a little bit of anything. Yeah.
You know what? I don't like it. You can tell we don't like it. You can tell we don't like it.
He doesn't, bro. It's a reluctant thing.
Yeah, like he has to do it. And what's worse is that in a couple of seasons, is it mad to say Eze might not even have that? Like that might get coached out of him. It could get maybe we'll see in it. But even Lookman, bro, Lookman needs a segment, man, because he's got blood on his hands. He was at the scene of the crime.
Brother, I'll be real, yeah. A lot of these ballers, like I said it, the same thing about Eze to a certain degree when he was at Crystal Palace. The reason why it took Eze so long to get the move is because too often his final ball wasn't good enough, innit? And Ademola Lookman done that yesterday. Ademola Lookman showed that he's a good footballer, yeah, but he's not a top footballer, because top footballers in those moments, in those positions, they make teams pay, blood. You know them, man. And he's just not a top player, bruv, and he showed it. That he's got moments in him, yeah, but a lot of these players have moments in them, bro. But the moment has to be the right moment, blood. And he didn't do it, bro. Like, if he had his shooting boots on, his team would have been in the final, because he had a hat-trick worth of chances, bro. He could have bagged the hat yesterday. Like, weak foot or not, blood. Because that man scored a hat-trick, yeah, in a European Cup final, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the goals that he scored in that final were more difficult than the chances he had. I don't care, weak foot, strong foot, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, shot selection, yeah, is part of football IQ, bro. Knowing when to use your side foot, when to use your lace, when to go for power, when to go for placement. When you're as close as Lookman was, yeah, for the first chance, yeah, brother, focus on putting the ball across the goalkeeper, bruv. He just goes for pure power, hits it near post, bro, and you got the whole of the opposite side of the goal to aim at, bro. It's poor, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's poor, bro. I'm sorry. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, for me, it's not good enough. It's not good enough at that level, bro. You're playing in a Champions League semi-final, bruv. That means, on paper, you're playing for one of the top 4 teams in Europe at the moment, bro. And that's how you're finishing? Yeah. It's not good enough. Really.
And the worst thing is, like you said, he done the opposite for what he done for both opportunities. So when he gets the ball in the other one, when he gets the ball on the penalty spot and he rolls it to Raya, that's when you go for power.
Yeah.
That's when you go for power. The other one, he's gone for the side foot when he should have gone for power, and gone for power when he should have gone for the side foot.
Precisely. Because when you're at that angle, you don't go for power there. You're on your weaker foot, yeah, and you know that you've got a certain part of the goal to aim at. So you go for the placement, because if you go across the goalkeeper, one, you don't have to hit it as hard, and two, even if the goalkeeper does save it, most of the time he's parrying that, bro. Keeper's not holding it. The angle that you was at. Do you know what I mean? So you don't need to go for power over placement. Placement's more important.
If you do go for power, you have to roof the fuck. You have to roof.
But even if you do, blood, because the thing is, because of the angle favors the goalkeeper. Power alone doesn't even beat the goalkeeper from there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's more luck if it beats the goalkeeper. It's not position, it's luck.
Like the only way you beat the goalkeeper from there is if you shoot at the goalkeeper's feet and it goes through his legs. You're never going to beat the goalkeeper. You're never going to score above the waist of the goalkeeper, from the angle. Like, never. Like, it's just not going to happen because the goalkeeper don't even have to dive, bro, because of the angle. So it's one of them things where, as an attacker, you need to understand the geometry of being in the box. And again,
and that's the ambidextrous.
This is what finishing is.
Players,
you have to understand your angles, bro.
I think with players as well, what it looked like to me is that he didn't trust his weaker foot. That's what. So as a manager, what I would have took from that is that you don't trust your weaker foot. Yeah. Because I feel like Lookman on his right foot, he's just sliding it into the corner. Yeah. He's not lacing that. He's sliding it into the corner on his right foot.
Well, exactly. Inside of the foot. Both chances. Finishing with the inside of his foot, and he's just a little snooker shot into the side net, and he's easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we've seen him do that many times. And I think also, remember, both chances fall on his left foot. If you actually remember, both chances fell on his left foot. So for me, I'm not saying, no one's even saying Lookman's trash, bro. We said good and great. I
say he's a good player. He's a good player, but the finishing was poor.
Like, if we know if both those chances fall on his right foot, he walks away with a brace, Atletico 3-1, ties most likely over. But again, when you, 5 yards out is mad. But the bottom line is, I think with certain players, they don't trust themselves on their weaker foot. And that's, and as a manager, that's probably what I would have taken, or as a coach, I would have gone, you don't trust yourself on your weaker side. And that's a problem.
Yeah, but here's my thing. This is how I know, a lot of footballers, don't have sense when it comes to finishing, bro. Because if you're on your weaker foot and you don't trust your foot, should you not take more time and use the widest part of your foot? Because that would make sense. If you don't trust your left foot, it would make more sense to side foot it because you've got a wider point of contact and you can be more accurate. I never understand when people get on their weaker foot and decide to blast it because it's bro,
but this is the problem though.
There's a bigger margin for error when you blast it.
But this is the problem with the football though. So obviously with the football that Simeone plays against the top teams, if you look at Dembele, look at Dembele's catalogue of misses versus Liverpool. Yeah, I promise you they were worse they were just as bad as them. They were worse. In fact, they were worse. They were worse. And he's actually ambidextrous. Like right foot, left foot don't matter. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he strikes the ball clean. And his decision making for finishing, I'd like to think from Dembele's finishing is overrated for one. He's a volume finisher at best for me.
He's not a great finisher.
Yeah, but he's always been so elusive and has such great vision. Then his finishing doesn't need to be top. He doesn't need to be sniper-esque finishing. However, the reason why we excuse Dembele for missing all these chances is because he's going to go and get 2-3 more.
Yeah, correct.
He's going to go and get 2-3 more. The reason why we allow these volume finishes is because they're going to go get another. When Diaz blazes it wide, he's going to go get another. Yeah. And even though Diaz gets nausea every time he gets around the box. But the problem is Simeone operates on a basis where the players aren't getting bare chances. They're not getting bare chances, bro.
Correct.
You're not generating enough chances. This is why I rate Alvarez very highly, because you're not generating mad chances every game where you can afford to miss 2 or 3 and you're still going to walk away with a brace or a goal. With PSG,
but when you play a team like that, your finishing becomes even more important.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So there's more. So Lookman's finishing is going to weigh heavier than Dembele's finishing.
Correct.
Even though you can make the argument that in a 1v1, is Lookman that much worse? Not really.
Not at all. But this is why I say a lot of these attackers now, are 1 in 4, 1 in 5 attackers, bro. They're not actually great finishers. They're not clinical finishers. However, the players that play on the teams that make the most amount of chances naturally are going to score the most amount of goals. But when you look at their conversion rate, these men are averaging 4 or 5 chances a goal.
Yeah, and even I think people actually watched the Liga when Ronaldo and CR7 was banging just a ridiculous amount of goals. You know how many sitters Ronaldo missed?
Yeah, loads. Yeah, the top goal scorers in general, have the highest misses, bro.
Yeah.
The highest misses. It tends to be the same. Same with Mo Salah, same with Erling. The most big chances missed are the guys that score the most goals.
Yeah, but it's down to the coaching and down to the attackers' movement and all of that stuff. It's down to that to generate more chances, and that's why I believe chance generation has more value than a clinical player, because I feel like there's not as many clinical players in today's game than there used to be.
Yeah, but this is why I say to people, in my opinion, creating a chance is more difficult than scoring a chance for that reason. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you see it all the time, bro. There's a lot of times, where it's harder to miss a chance, the amount of goals people score. People say scoring goals is the hardest thing in football. Like, no, it's not, bruv. Like, the hardest thing in football is creating clear-cut opportunities for people to score goals. That's the hardest thing. This is why, for me, being a gifted passer of the ball, is way more rare than being a goal scorer, because there's bare man that are goal scorers that aren't good finishers. Yeah, bare man.
Yeah,
bare man.
But I'm a 10, so I like to create more than, obviously, I like to finish. But I think with technique on paper, it's harder to create a chance than it is to score.
I agree.
I think mentally, I think the finishing aspect is a mental.
It's mental. Thing. It's not technical.
It's mental for me. So that's why I feel like both of them. There's arguments for both. There's arguments for both. But if you're talking purely technique, to put the outside of foot fade around the defender and have the perfect weight so it drops right in front of the defender in any sort of terrain. And then there's obviously, if you're running through on goal, it's here. It's calming yourself down in front of goal. It's definitely
but again, that's more for me. For me, that's more down to repetition, innit? Like, it's easier to get somebody better at finishing than it is to get someone better at passing, because passing has so many more variables, blood.
Yeah, there's more variables.
You know what I'm saying? Like, scoring ain't that easy, blood. I mean, ain't that hard, bro.
I don't think it's easy to score. I'm not gonna say it's easy to score, because there's so many different, and like you said, there's different passes. There's so many different types of shots.
Yeah, but most of the time there isn't, though. Like, if you look at the average striker, they're scoring the same goal all the time, bro. Like, I'll be real. They're scoring the same fucking goal all the time, bro.
Long shots. You're talking
but these men are not scoring long shots. How many long shots has Erling scored? You know that. Like, how many long shots?
It goes under scoring, innit? Scoring, like the type.
I hear that, but when you look at these guys, most of these guys are scoring the same goals all the time, bro. They're scoring the same goals. Like, everyone's scoring the same fucking goals, blood. Like,
that's because football shit, but I hear what you're saying.
but also there's not many real top finishes in the game right now. Like, Erling misses bare chances, and the majority of the goals he does score, they're not difficult finishes. They're not.
I think Erling misses a certain type of finish. I think 1v1, Erling is very good 1v1. 1v1,
he is good 1v1, but again, 1v1s, that don't even very easy to train, bro. You can train a 1v1 because 1v1s are 1v1s, blood. Like, the goal's always going to be in the same pace, same place. The 18-yard box is going to be the same. If you're through on goal, you're through on goal. That's it. You know them ones. And then you just need to work out the geometry, the angle that you're at. What corner should I aim for? That's decision making. You know what I'm saying?
Balance is very important when it comes to finishing. That's
why, again, like, you're an athlete, you should have good balance anyway. You know them ones.
But I'm saying, but not everyone has good balance, and obviously there's defender putting you off, and the same thing is passing. Passing, you need balance as well, because
but passing is different. Passing is different because there's way more variables a lot of the time passing, especially depending on where you're passing from. Because if you're picking up the ball in midfield and you've got players everywhere, in front of you, to the side of you, behind you, you've got a player making a run, another player maybe going to cover. There's all these things that you need to worry about. Or you're just 1v1 with a goalie, and all you got to worry about is a goal that doesn't move and a fucking goalkeeper. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've played as a striker for most of my life. I've also played as a number 10, and I've played in midfield. And I can tell you, for free, I find it way more difficult, playing in traffic with players around me and having to wait off pass and all these other things, rather than being in the box and just having to just put the ball in a corner, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, brother, I'll be real, yeah? If you can strike a ball well, you don't even need to hit corners to score, bro. You don't even need to hit corners, bro. You just need to the widest part of the goal that's open, strike the ball well. Most of the time you will score, bruv. Like, you're not seeing strikers put the ball in the side netting no more months. Harry Kane does it. Van Nistelrooy used to do it. Henry used to hit the side netting. These strike, bruv, you can hit the ball just off center and score, bruv, if you hit it hard enough, bruv. I swear down. Like, you're not really seeing strikers dink keepers no more, round keepers. It's the same side foot finish, 1v1 pass the ball in, bro. How many men are going around goalkeepers and sitting keepers down on the floor? Do you know what I'm saying?
That's a storage thing still.
Yeah, you're not seeing all that no more, bro. Like, these men are not elite finishers no more. Like, they're not. Most of the time, man are scoring tap-ins, yeah, from 5 yards, because in modern game now, yeah, everything is build up, get the ball to wide players, face the ball across the box, someone taps it in, bro. Most of the goals are like that.
But that's why I made the point that, like, I said, I made the Dembele and the Lookman comparison in terms of both being in front of goal. Lookman's going to have more pressure on him to score 1 of 2 chances, whereas Dembele is going to only need to score 2 of 6 chances. When realistically, if you actually look at obviously 1 and 2 is a higher conversion rate than 2 and 6.
No.
One's 1 and 3, one's 1 and 2.
No, you're right.
See what I'm saying? So that's why I go in today's game, because the finishes aren't as per se clinical. And also, it's not just down to the players. It's also down to the new style of football that everyone is playing. So man are scoring the same goals. It's the same things. It's the same blueprint. And you're not really seeing man run through, steam through on goal anymore. And as you said, round the keeper. You're not seeing the same type of chances that you used to see in the past. Now it's better to value volume of chances.
No, agreed. But that means you need people that are creating these chances.
Yeah, and of course, and that's why you look at, I think so many fans get frustrated with the likes of Arteta, because people value in today's game. I think volume is more important than just the one clinical goal, because
of course it is. Volume is what got Arsenal to the top of the league, bruv. Look at all their goals. The majority of their goals are not difficult goals to score, bro. These men are scoring. Yeah. They probably on average they score from about 6 yards out.
But their volume of set pieces was staggering. They haven't scored a set piece goal in 3 months now, nearly 3 months. I think their last one was in February against Chelsea, I believe, the Timber one. And then the one before that, I think Noni's corner that he claimed, the own goal, the corner that they gave him, the goal they gave him. Yeah. So I think the way I see it, yeah, generally speaking, their set pieces dried up, and Arsenal's goals dried up, because their open play conversion rate wasn't great. It weren't great. It weren't great. So, as I said, I think there's more pressure on certain players, and that's why I only made a comparison with Dembele and Lookman, because obviously it was both games that were played. But yeah, I think with Simeone, that's why you do have to kind of commend the attackers sometimes. Because you can easily say, if Lookman had Dembele's chances, how many would he tuck away? I don't think the difference in goals would be too much. But what you also have to look at is would Lookman successfully get into work the positions as successfully as Dembele would? I don't think so. That's what wouldn't happen for me. That wouldn't be as successful. You know what I'm saying? And that's
this
why
Ahmad chance is done, bro. Man said if it was easy, Ahmad would have scored the open goal. Ahmad is not a good finisher at all, bruv. And it was on his weaker foot. And he rushed it. He done everything wrong. That's why he didn't score, bro. The guy was he's probably about 8 yards out, had time, and he rushed it, bro. And he still hit the target, by the way. It was going in and it got blocked, bro. Do you know what I mean? So it wasn't an open goal, because if it was an open goal, it would have gone in. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't an open goal. It was on target. So I don't think people understand what an open goal is. An open goal means the goal is open. If somebody blocks something on the line, that's not an open goal. Like, the term open is in open goal, blood. It wasn't open. So I hope that answers that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pure foolishness. The point is, Ahmad hit the target from that far out, and he missed. Do you know what I mean? It's easier to hit a target that doesn't move than to hit a target that moves. When I'm playing a through ball to somebody, where I have to wait the pass, yeah, because I need to time the release of the pass because they don't need to be offside. I need to wait it so that it's going into their path, but also not overhit it so the goalkeeper doesn't have a chance of receiving the ball. That skill and that timing is way more fucking difficult, yeah, than me having a goal that doesn't move in front of me and a goalkeeper running out. I'll be like, all right, what side is the widest? All right, cool, I'm going to go there. Where's my body shape? Where's my balance? Is the goalkeeper's weight more on one side or the other side? But there's way less things to think of. I don't need to worry about the goalkeeper because the goal's not going nowhere. If the goal was moving and the keeper was moving, and then I'll be like, all right, cool, but the goal's not going nowhere. Like, what are we doing? Like, literally, as a striker, when you're in the box, yeah, if you're a good striker, you don't even need to look at the goal because it doesn't move. It don't move. If I'm a striker and I'm on the penalty spot, guess where the penalty spot is? In the middle of the goal. What do you know? So I don't need to look at the goal because I know if I take a touch left or right, I'm still in the middle of the goal or just off the middle of the goal. That's the beauty of being in the box, is because you know where the goal is without looking because there's lines on the pitch. There's lines. So I don't need to look for the goal. You know what I mean? Man that need to take a touch and get their head up and look for the goal and look for the goal. But fuck all that. Go watch Jermaine Defoe, blood. The man was scoring goals on a half turn. One touch, half turn, finish, boom. They weren't looking. Do you think they were looking for the goal or the keeper? Hit the target.
Got to know where the goal is.
Know where the goal is. Hit the corners, bro. That's what proper finishers do. That's what proper finishers do. Man has said passing, scoring is passing the ball into the goal. Yes, it is. But is it easier to pass the ball to a target that's moving or a target that's not moving? Because the goal don't move. So I repeat, movement versus non-movement. If MONTS starts running and he says, yo, Rants, hit me, and boom, and I have to ping the ball to him, is that harder than if MONTS is just standing still and he says, oh, pass me the ball? What's fucking harder? Like, it's common sense. You know what I'm saying? It's common sense. The goal's not going nowhere. And the goal's wider than a person. A lot wider than a person.
Mm-hmm. The bottom line is,
so what are we doing?
The bottom line is that what I think I'm saying is that it's mental, bro. And also the reason why it's more mental. People
miss because they know how much a goal means.
Yeah, like it's mental because of the value. I was about to say that it's mental because of the stakes. If you miss, people aren't gonna go on about the pass that put you through. They're gonna go on about the shot that missed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? How about this? The pass will still get commended. The pass still gets commended.
Yeah.
Even if you do miss. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you miss or if you score, the stakes are higher. So that's why I said finishing and ball striking to put the ball in the net for me is mentally harder than passing. Because if you get the pass wrong,
because there's more pressure on it.
People understand how hard the pass is and how much harder the pass can be. So whether the striker scores or misses, you put the pass through, you're gonna get your plaudits. Whereas if you miss or you score, you're either a bum or you're a hero.
And this is the point. It's a mental thing. This is why in training, all these men are hitting top corners. I've told you a million times, yeah. This is why strikers are born, they're not made. Mm-hmm. Because for you to have the ice in your veins in front of goal, yeah, you can't teach that. Mm-hmm. You cannot teach that.
So if you're that's why I say if your argument is in terms of the logistics of playing football, passing is harder than scoring. But if you're if you want to weigh up
from a technical skill standpoint, passing is more difficult. Absolutely.
But if you're talking about if you're adding mentality and you're adding like that mental state, then yeah, you can maybe level the two out just because not a lot. It's again like what Rant said. It's very difficult to teach a level of composure like that. Or
you can't teach composure. You can't teach composure because it's an emotional state, and if you're emotionally unstable, you can't teach someone to be emotionally calm in front of goal. You can't teach that.
You can improve it with repetition, but you'll still never be good as the ice guy that's just.
But even so, like, to a level, you can't replicate in training. Yeah, having a crowd, having the pressure of an actual game.
Yeah, because you're only doing it once a week, twice a week when you're in training every day.
Precisely. And the fact that these men are in training every day and all these men are putting free kicks in the top bins in training, yeah. And then when it comes to a game, yeah, they're hitting the wall, bro. Yeah. You can't teach that.
But this is what I'm saying. So that's why, like, if you're saying, guys, like, oh, the mentality plus the technique of finishing equals the technique of passing, then I can understand the argument because you're adding the mentality. You're adding the mental side of it. But
exactly. But from a pure technical standpoint of striking the football, it's easier to hit a target that don't move.
Yeah, no, that's facts. That's what I agree.
And that's why in training, all these motherfuckers look amazing.
I played 10 and I played up top, and it's like when again, it's knowing that if you miss this chance, this could win us or lose us the game. Is a different type of pressure to slide rolling the ball through and getting the right weight on it. Because guess what? You're gonna get more chances to put me through on goal than I am gonna get chances to score a goal one-on-one.
The pressure.
That's why the pressure is just like how, in my opinion, centre back and wing backs are easier positions on the pitch. But if you lose the ball at centre back, it's a goal.
Or so there's more pressure. It's the same with goalkeeper.
It's easier to play centre. It's easier to pass the ball. Like, no one can sit there. It's easier to move the ball left, move the ball right. Sometimes punch it through the lines. Sometimes
it is. You're really under pressure, like real pressure. You're not under the same pressure as a striker or a midfielder.
Yeah, it's still more pressure than maybe in the middle of the park, or maybe losing the ball when you're trying to dub to defender 1v1, or it's pressure. So mentality has its weight, but from a purely technical perspective, it's easier to place. It's either to pass the ball or try and beat a press almost. Then you know what I'm saying. It's easier to do these things than play a Travella pass in between the two centre backs that drops right in this path for the striker, but not so much where the keeper's able to come out and smother the space, but so the striker can even finish it first touch. There's a difference. When the player is open, you can pass the ball to him in 4 ways. You can pass it to his stronger foot, you can pass it to his weaker foot, you can pass the ball in front of him, or you can lay it up so he can hit it. So you can give him the angle to strike the ball where he wants to strike the ball. There's 5 different ways you can pass someone the ball. That's why I always say, like, but you can put it down to FIFA or to real life or to 5-a-side or to 9-a-side. Doesn't matter what type of game of football you're playing. If you put the ball down the line, defenders will always prefer that. You'll always prefer that, because if you play the ball infield and that 10 or the advanced 8 gets on the half turn, they can dink it over the top. They can play it in between the lines. They can drive to the defender, or they can shoot long shot. There's like 7, 8 options you can do. Whereas if you play that down the line, you can either cross it or cut back.
100%, bro. And like, obviously you want the ball outside the width of the goal.
Yeah, like there's always, so I know that's a bit different from the argument I was making, but like it's all about the amount of choices you have when you get on the ball, when you do something. As I said, if you're a player, there's one defender and there's one striker. As I said, you can either play the ball round the defender, so it's a 1v1. You can either give it to his stronger right foot, so you now put your trust in your attacker to beat him 1v1, or you can beat the defender with a 1v1 with your pass. Or again, you put the weight perfectly, so all he has to do is off. Firmino was the master at it, just in front of you. So Mane just had to open his body and put it in the corner. Not so Mane has to control it, take a touch, get it out of his feet, and then shoot, because that's a defender's dream. It's all about, do you know what I'm saying? Maybe I look at the game that way because I play the 10. So when you play the 10, you look at the game that way. You don't look at the game as just pass it to him. Oh, I gave you the ball. Because you know that
there's got to be past appreciation, bro. And that's why, like I say, when you look in world football, you struggle, you struggle to find like top passers of the ball, But bare man are scoring goals, blood.
Yeah.
That's bare man are scoring goals. You know what I'm saying? Because the actual art of scoring goals is not what's difficult. What's difficult is finishing under pressure. That's what's difficult. But actually just putting the ball in the net when someone's done all the work and fucking squared it and you tapping it in from 5 yards, that's not difficult. And this is the point. If scoring goals was difficult, like, brother, like players like fucking Gyökeres, blood. Like, how would he ever score that many goals if putting the ball in the net was difficult? Because technically he's rubbish.
Yeah, the mental side is
rubbish. Like, man have to keep it all the way 100, bro. Like, man saw the stat, that, bro, like, there's 81% chance he's going to lose the ball within his first 3 touches. And this guy was the highest scorer in Europe last season. So how fucking hard is it? Do you know what I'm saying? And this is the point. This is actually the point, that the art of actually being an amazing passer is a lot more rare than right now. You've seen all these scrubs scoring goals. You got that fucking Brazilian at Brentford scoring goals. He's shit.
Oh, Igor.
He's rubbish. Do you know what I'm saying? A man are going to tell me that it's so hard to do what he does, blood. He's one of the top scorers in the league. He's crap. So, like, do you know what I mean? Like, what is it? He's actually a shit footballer, bro.
No,
like, when you... And the funny thing is, some of the top scorers in the world are the shittest footballers.
Bro, I know too many Sunday League men that play football like Gyökeres, bro.
Brother, shit footballers.
That's why I hate man that play, because I know if I give the ball to Gyökeres, he's gonna make my pass look shit because of his first touch. Like this, I don't like. People can say, "Oh, MONTS, you have an agenda on Gyökeres," because I don't like man like him, bro. I played with guys like that. I don't like them. I don't like them. Because why do I have to do my job 15 times for me to get 15 times for it to work once? Not saying I'll do my job 15 times perfectly, but brother, like he kills so many. That's why I don't like Darwin. And Darwin's better than him. I swear to you, Darwin's better than him. Darwin's way better than him. And Darwin's shit. Brother, Darwin is better than this guy, bro. Like Darwin, yeah. Darwin was actually like, he's actually a pest. He's just annoying. He's always there. Like, and even though he's what Darwin was missing was the mental side. He could get into the attacking positions. He was faster than you. He was stronger than you. He knew where to be at the right time. You can't tell me that Darwin, you can never tell me Gyökeres had better positioning or anticipation than Darwin. No chance. No, it's not even close. No chance. And as I said, Darwin is shit. He's crap. Like he's crap for the level that, by the way, I'm not saying he's overall crap, as in he could go Serie A and actually go get probably 15 goals. He could go La Liga, probably get about 15 goals. I'm talking when you want to challenge for the Prem, he's crap. For that level, it's not that. You can't have him leading your line if you want to win any sort of Premier League. He cannot lead your line. It's impossible. Your wingers either side have to be getting 20 goals each. Off of their own individual ability, because he's not going to be set. Nunes ain't going to be setting them up either. See what I'm saying? He's not got the feet or the. Do you know what I'm saying? Nunes' box movement is it's not, brother. It's not even close. Even Nunes' dribbling, that's not good. It's better than Gyökeres. Gyökeres is thinking of what touch he's going to do as he takes a touch. The cogs are wiring in his head. And with each football touch, we know them footballers. You're thinking about what you're doing as you're doing it.
Yeah, you can see the cogs turning in their brain, like
you see the cogs turning in his brain. I'm telling you, like so. Yeah, but I can't take playing with guys like Gyökeres, bro. I swear to you, bro. Like, and that's why I think someone said it in the chat. I might be wrong. Someone said it. Like, it's not just about having the mentality and the calmness to put it in the net. It's also about being able to miss a chance and tell yourself,
next one's coming, don't worry about it.
Next one's coming, don't worry. That's one of the hardest things to do mentally, is to tell yourself.
When you're playing in a team where the next one ain't coming. And that's the point you made about Ademola, is that when he misses the chance, in his head, he's probably thinking, I ain't getting another one, bruv. Not for a while. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. Whereas when you do play for a Man City, Erling can miss a chance and he'll be like, all right, cool, next one, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why, as I said, that's why these other guys, they're not snipers, but they're ARs, bro. Extended mag, flip mag. When you're out of bullet, flip the other mag in, we're good to go. You're good to go, bro. No reload time. Straight duct tape with the other mag on it. Straight duct tape, Modern Warfare 2 style. You man know the thing. Straight duct tape, flip mag. That's what these man are. So you can man say the sends you being Hoyland, you're going mad. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just a quick thing. So as I said, like when I've made that mistake where I've missed a chance and I've gone, bro, I'm not getting another one. And that affects the rest of you're now second guessing yourself in your next chance when you should now slide it past the keeper. Now you're trying to blaze it top bins. And you're trying to put your foot through it. You know what I'm saying? So it's not even just about the calmness. It's about telling yourself, next one. Because even though Harry Kane's a sniper, even though Ruud van Nistelrooy is a sniper, even though Di Natale was rifling these things bins, even though all these guys were just crazy finishers, they were still missing chances. Messi misses chances. When every finisher you can think of misses chances, but they're telling themselves, brother, even if the chance isn't likely that it's going to come again, I'll make the movement so it has to come again. And then when it does, you're done. I remember Harry Kane saying, yeah, don't give me another one. Oh, I missed that one. Those are the bro. These are the crack. It's a crackhead thing, you know. You're missing a sitter, and everyone should be calling you. You're there smiling. You know the man that smile after missing a sitter. Yep. Crackheads, bro. Because don't give me another one. Just don't give me another one. That's cool. You man can laugh. Don't give me another one. It's a crackhead thing. Sometimes you gotta be a crackhead, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's where it is, bro. So yeah, man. But at the same time, just to touch on that PSG game, bro. Why am I smiling to myself like a bad beaver? Why am I smiling to myself like a bad beaver? It wasn't even my team playing, bro. But that Bayern Munich, that game, I just sat there looking at my TV. I was just smiling, bro. I was just like, man, you got our football back, man. And it wasn't at the hands of Turkey for once. Turkey weren't involved for once. That's how I felt. I know everyone's they talk about the defending, defending. But I think people need to understand, yes, 9 goals is a crazy score. It's crazy in the game. 9 goals, and I think it was 69 minutes. Yeah,
I think it's great for football, though.
It's great for football. The reason why I'm not so much on the defenders is because I think the defenders done what they could do most of the time. There's times where, as I said, when Rio was getting spun out of his loafers, when Terry was getting spun out of his loafers, these men were getting in that Champions League. It was by guys like R9 and that. So
yeah, Messi and
right, yeah. Like, you see what I mean? So you see what I'm saying? So when Dembele and when Krabber is cutting in at that speed, bro, it's not the same as Martinelli cutting in. It's not the same.
Yeah.
So when man is saying you should have just defended better, did you see what man done? Like Dembele dummied the ball, and then Krabber, there was a man on the line and the keeper in the net, and he gave both of them the eyes. Dembele was stood man up. He opened his body and then reversed it, posting in, keeper rooted. What are you supposed to do there? What? So I know man want to talk about the defender, but what was you actually supposed to do there?
Right.
So you can talk about the defending. How can you let in that many goals? Brother in Christ. Brother in Christ. If the defending was as bad as everyone said it was, the game would have been 10-10. I promise.
To be fair, brother, we see some misses, blood.
Yeah.
What's his name? Elise had a big miss. Dembele had a big miss. Bro, the game could have easily been like 8-7.
Yeah. But the quality of attacking was so high.
It was high.
It doesn't matter if you're the best in your position. You're getting beat, bro. You're getting beat. Not every time, because there were times where Mendes got the better. There were times where Hakimi got the better. There were times where Upamecano defended very well at times. Done what he could do. There were moments where the defending could have been better, yes. But there were also moments where the defending could have been... Like, people want to go, oh, Arsenal and Atletico, defensive, only 2 goals in the game.
No, it was just poor quality on the ball, blood.
Poor quality going forward. Like if you look at the defending look how clumsy it was for Hanko to just run into Gyökeres, to just apply the contact for that was not needed. You're wrong side of him and you're applying contact. Dumb. Look at the quality for the defending for Lookman's miss. Poor. Like there were poor defending in both games. They were just higher quality for me. And don't get me wrong, Bayern's shape of the ball is more risky. PSG's high line is higher. But at the end of the day, they were still... It's so difficult to defend like that. It's so difficult to defend like that against the best attackers. Arsenal and Atletico didn't have to defend against the quality that we saw the day before. Atletico had bare moments where Arsenal gave them the ball, or they got the ball, they stood outside the box, and they all had brain fog. All of them brain fog. Brain fog, bro. So for me... Like, I'm looking at Kravers' goal. I'm looking at Diaz's goal, man.
The pass from Harry Kane.
The pass from Harry Kane. The touch. The shimmy, brother. Oh my days! He turned Marquinhos. He turned him to stone. He turned him to stone. You know that one? He turned him to stone, Rants. And then he just like, no, it was rude. It was rude. No upbringing. No upbringing. That was straight from the favelas, bro. That was barefoot from the favelas, bro. I'm not hearing it. And then Cravo, nasty. Like, I don't think man them understand how hard it is to do the reversey, the open body reversey.
Yeah, jokes.
Man, how hard it is to do that. Because it doesn't look nice, because the ball trickles into the corner and it kisses the post and goes. It don't look nice, innit? It doesn't look like the goal that Cravo scored against Chelsea. It don't look like that. That's harder to do. The through the legs in the corner reversey is harder than the goal that Cravo scored against Chelsea. It's harder.
Yeah.
Cravo's one, I'm not saying that both, none of them are easy, but it's harder to put it through a player's legs on purpose and wrong foot the keeper while opening your body while under pressure. Yeah. Whereas when you're just cutting in at speed, you have to angle your body and the rest will do itself. Anyone who's kicked the ball will know when you angle your body right and the rest will do it. Obviously, you still need the technique, but the rest will kind of do itself. But Dembele, that Dembele reverse into the corner, disrespectful. And then Cravo's one as well. First time, bro, the ball's coming to you. You know the ball came to Odegaard in that position. He took a touch. He took another touch. He took another touch. He put it onto his wrong foot, and then he shot, and it was too late. Cravo, reversey, bro. Eyes, bro. You see how many times? You know how much Rooney used to do that? You know when Rooney lost his pace? You know how long? You know, when Rooney lost his pace, yeah, he used to do it when he had pace. But when he lost his pace, it was even more obvious. You see what Rooney used to give man the eyes was fucked, you know. The way Rooney used to that one, wrap it with the eyes and then wrap it, nasty.
Yeah, the reverse thing, that finish is crazy.
I know you don't like Mbappe, but Mbappe does it as well.
Mbappe, bro, that's his finish, that near post one. And he's giving the keeper the eyes and he goes near post. It's a sick finish.
It's a nasty finish, bro. It's a very nasty finish. Those you like FIFA for that precision finishing, bro. If you know, you know. But yeah, like I just think, the quality of the goals. You can't look at the quality of all those goals and be like, oh, well, you know, that's not...
Man's talking about defending and that. Nah, these are some top quality finishes.
Brother, yeah, it's not like we saw the same goal 5 times in terms of, like, you know, that little down the line, cut back goal or down the line.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
It wasn't your textbook goal. These goals were... Diaz's goal, that's a contender for goal of the tournament. Cravo's goal, I mean, Cravo does that all the time, but we need to not normalize that. People need to stop normalizing that goal that Cravo scores. Stop normalizing it. Stop normalizing that. Stop it. Like, when he cuts in like that and he slaps it bins, please understand, every single one of those goals are world class. When he stud rolled it and rifled it with his left foot against Villa, I think it was. When he stud rolled it, stop normalizing that shit. He just, Cravo always does that. I don't care, bro. You have to gas every single one of those goals. It's just nasty. It's real nasty. Elise's goal, I think the defending probably could have been better for Elise's goal, but it's the shimmy he gave him. Shimmied it, bought the space.
Yeah, it was nasty, bro. Man just stepped through on a madness.
Yeah, eyes, bro. You know how many men get the ball there and don't want to step into the space because football's shit nowadays. So people don't want to step in. We're gassing Elise stepping into that space because people don't see it. The players, man, enough to turn back or get your body between the ball and force it wide. You know how many times I see man force it wide when there's no need because they don't want to lose the ball. You know what I'm saying? Man stepped into the space and gave the keeper the flipping eye. I'm pretty sure man then gave the keeper the eyes like 4 times that game. You know what I'm saying?
We saw some real high level finishes.
Ugh. That sounds, like, I'm not saying it was basic. Like, but we don't see players just step into that half space enough on the half turn. They're too quick to give it out wide because their natural instinct is to not lose the ball as opposed to try and score. And that's what's wrong with Arsenal. 11 out of 11 players, maybe bar Eze and maybe Wanyeri when he was playing, is the first thought is to try not to lose the ball other than trying to score. That's the problem.
And this is facts, but this is me. Sometimes you have to look at it and say, yo, these are really good goals instead of trying to pick holes in everything. Because the truth is in football, every goal that's scored here, there's a mistake somewhere. Because if a team didn't make a mistake, they wouldn't concede. Like, there's always something someone could have done. There's always something. Oh, that player could have got across to this man quicker. Yeah. You know what I mean? This player could have got out to the guy on the ball quicker. this player should have passed him on, this player should have done this player should have done that. It's very rare that you see a goal scored, yeah, and there's nothing that you can nitpick. There's always something. There's always someone that could have done something different, bro, because there's 20 outfield players. So someone's making a mistake. Like, there's no way that everyone out there is doing the right thing and someone scored. Like, it's very rare that happens. Do you know what I'm saying? So sometimes you just have to say, you know what? My man's just scored a mad thing. He's done a banger. He's done a madness.
There's not enough of that in defending these days, I think players are scoring goals, and it's always the defender's fault, no matter what the goal they score, no matter what the goal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, there's always a little something that a defender can do better. I don't think there's any scenario where the defender, it's very little scenarios where there's nothing the defender can do. Even if a player scores from 30 yards, you would say, close him down. Just don't let him have the time and space.
Well, exactly. But this is what I'm saying. You can always say these things. But for me, like, I remember specifically this goal because I spoke about it. It was a cup final with Arsenal and Chelsea. I think it was Arsenal and Chelsea when Aubameyang scored. I can't remember what.
Was it the dragon dink over the keeper?
Yeah, and he absolutely cooked Zuma. Yeah, and there's nothing the defender could have done because the defender defended well, bro. Like, if Aubameyang's shaping up on his right foot to shoot the ball, yeah, it makes very much sense that you go to block the shot because he's on his stronger foot. You would never think he's gonna chop you, go into his weaker foot. Like, so and then dink the keeper. Like, that's no one's fault. Yeah, that's no one's fault.
I'm pretty sure that was picture perfect. It's the same goal that James Rodriguez scored against Japan.
Yeah, man scored.
Remember when he moved it and then
brother, man scored a goal by faking shot with his stronger foot and then lifting the ball over the keeper with his weaker foot. So you can't complain, bro. You know them ones there. Like, you actually cannot complain for the simple fact that the defender did everything right, the keeper did everything right, and they still got cooked. You know them one. So
but there's not enough of that though. Like there's not enough of that. Like even for example, I've been guilty of it. I think we've all been guilty of it because we just want to cook, man, innit? And we love the cooking culture. But I'll be real, like I watched Turkey's goal back. There was nothing that man could do. Like, when I looked at how good, like, I've watched that goal so many times, the Turkey goal.
Which one, against Arsenal?
Yeah, the only thing you say is that Saliba should probably come across quicker. But outside of that, if you look at the micro touches that Turkey took on the ball, you'd have had to foul him.
Yeah, you would have had to foul him. Then you're giving away a penalty anyway.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna cuss Gabriel because man would have cussed Van Dijk for it. But that's my. I'm not saying I'm right for that. By the way, I'm not saying I'm right for that.
Once he gets in the box, you're playing a dangerous game anyway.
Yeah, you're pissed. Like, my thing was that in that position, if I'm gonna nitpick it to the finest detail, you can't dive in like Gabriel dived in. You just can't dive in. You have to do the Usher thing and just hope you block the shot, as opposed to you. Because if you dive in, he's reacting to your reaction, but he's quicker than you. So you're always going to be slower than him, and you're in the box, so you can't foul him either. So he's in control, and you're the reactor to what he's doing.
The only thing you can really say is don't let him get into the box in the first place, even if you need to foul him before he gets into the box. But again, it's like,
so that's what I mean.
Man's being too, like, you get me, too nitpicky. Man could just say that he scored a banging goal, man got cooked, the end. You know them ones there, because man can always be looking for a reason to try and blame somebody in it. Sometimes you have to give the credit and the benefit of the doubt to the attacker, bro.
Yeah, Alvarez did do. One thing I would say about Gabriel quickly is that Gabriel did. You remember when Alvarez cut in and hit and Raya saved it?
Yeah, that was a good
shot. Did go to ground for no reason there. And if you remember that, he goes to ground and he doesn't need to go to ground there. Doesn't need to. He's on his left foot. If he's on his right foot, go to ground if you have to. But you went to ground on his left foot when he's striking on his left foot. You know what I'm saying? But by the way, and Alvarez is a good strike on his left foot. I think he's pretty good on both.
He can strike the ball.
He can pretty good on both feet. But yeah, I'm just looking at that, Rants, and I'm going, cool. If we're having a certain football conversation, I think you're absolutely right in the sense that football culture today on blaming defenders weighs extremely heavy, in the sense that, especially for the 95% of good things they're doing, for them to get cooked by a world-class goal, and then now the defenders had a stinker. Am I still gonna come away from this conversation and cook Gabriel if he gets cooked by a world-class goal tomorrow?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. You know them ones, but you know, there's nothing he could have done, but you still have to hold smoke.
Yeah, you gotta hold smoke. Yeah, because anyone else would have held smoke. That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was any other, like, and I feel like all it is the better you are at defending, the higher your profile is at defending, you're gonna get scrutinized more than anyone else. And that's what you have to learn. That's what Arsenal fans are not. That's what probably they don't understand. Where like when they go, oh, why does everyone criticize Saka? Why does everyone criticize Rice? Why does everyone criticize Gabriel?
Because you man have put them on a pedestal they don't belong on. So now man are critiquing them like they are the players you're saying that they are.
Yeah. Exactly. And even for the players that are on the pedestal and are that good, for example, as I said, if I talk about Van Dijk and the pedestal that he actually is on, we have to live with that scrutiny, bro. You want to put him in all-time conversations, you're going to get all-time scrutiny. So if man scores from 40 yards and you were defending on the other side marking 3 man, it's your fault. You know what I'm saying, man? If Matt gets cooked and you had nothing to do with you, it's your fault. That's what it is. If Vidic gets cooked and Rio had nothing to do with it, it's your fault, Rio. It's your fault. You got to live with that. It's your fault. Why didn't you duplicate yourself?
No, it's facts.
Why didn't you duplicate yourself? Do you know what I'm saying? Why do you teleport? It's your fault. Because that's what it is. If Messi doesn't win the game for a team, if Messi plays cold all game, but they draw 1-1 with like, I don't know, Bulgaria, it's your fault. Even if everyone else missed 10 chances, it's your fault.
That's the game, though.
That's unfortunate when you're on the. That's just and I said I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying it's right. But if Wilson spins one top bins on this weekend against Arsenal, I'm blaming Gabriel. I don't care where you were. I don't care where you were, bro. It comes with the territory. You want to say you're the best? It comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? But as I said, but in a footballer's conversation, no, it's not Gabriel's fault. It's not, of course not. He's still a very good defender. Still a good defender. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Like football. Like I just think it's good to at least have these conversations to know that man are capable. Because at least I can sit there and admit it when I'm doing something to troll or just because I just want to crash it. Certain man can't differentiate that. They're crashing it because they actually mean in their head. Where was Van Dijk when he was on the other side of it? They actually mean it.
Yeah.
When I don't know, Ramos was nowhere near the scene of the crime and blame him. They man actually mean it. They actually mean it with their whole conversation and go, where was he? Like, well, that's your fault. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some rival fans actually hate from a serious perspective where they actually think dumb shit like that. Whereas at least yourself and myself and obviously all the guys that come on this channel know the difference, bro. Something like it's a bit scary. That's a bit scary for me, innit? But generally speaking, I think, as I said, some man, like for me, it's too many man got cooked. And there's a reason why man them didn't get cooked individually in the Bayern and PSG game. There's a reason why them man didn't get cooked. The reason them man didn't get cooked is because there was too much quality in the attacking third. And man them weren't getting cooked all game. Let's not act like man were getting cooked all game. Mendes weren't getting cooked. A lot of
quality, man.
Yeah, there were 1v1s where the defenders came out on top. The reason why Mendes got cooked when Sancho bullied him is because Sancho bullied him all game.
All game.
Yeah.
Game. It wasn't one time. It was consistent.
Yeah, it was consistent backslaps. It was consistent happy slaps. It was consistent. I promise you, that bro, Mendes walked away with nausea, fam. He walked away from that game with nausea. I'm pretty sure Sancho made him, Sancho made him look the other way.
He did. Spun man around, he started eating grass and that. Like, it was crazy.
That's when we, like, you know, when, like, realistically, were we harsh on Boateng for looking like he got shot by Messi? Yes.
Of course, because it was only the one time, but it was one time too many. And it ended in a goal as well. So now that lives forever. If Messi didn't score, brother, like, that clip don't live forever.
Like, yeah. But, like, unfortunately, in my opinion, if Boateng just goes like that and then Messi goes past him, it's not a clip. But he went down like he got shot.
Yeah.
Like he actually, like his whole body, like you know when I say you got turned to stone, that is the most epitomized way That epitomizes the turn to stone thing. That's the best example. If someone's never watched football before, NBA fan, never ever watched football in a game of your life, and I say, "Oh, you turned into stone." Oh, yo, bro, dude, yo, what does that? What does that mean, bro? What does that mean, bro? I said, I'll say, go watch this video of Messi versus Boateng. That is what I mean by turned to stone. Because he actually got turned to stone. He got that, bro. Messi gave him the Medusa, bro. It was dark. He gave him the Medusa, bro. And the worst thing is he never recovered from that.
No, never, bro. Listen, that's lived with him since that day, bro.
Since that day. And he was one of the best. By the way, I'm not saying he never played well after that, before you guys start chatting. But Boateng was one of the best defenders in the world at that time. Not many better.
Rated that good, yeah.
Not many better than him. Maybe you could say Ramos at that time. You could say Ramos. Who else really was better than Boateng in 2015?
It was close, man. You know what I'm saying?
You throw some names in the chat. It was really better than Boateng. Hummels, yeah. Hummels was up there. Hummels was up there. But I think Boateng was still that more. He was quicker than, even though Hummels was up here, mad up here.
Yeah.
Like Boateng had that, and he was fast. And he used and Boateng used to play right back. So you know when them right backs transition to centre backs, they got that extra. It's like the centre backs that go from DM to centre back. They got that extra ball playing. They got that extra bit about them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Thiago Silva, Pepe. I think Chiellini was coming to the end of his pomp, but yeah, I think those are the crop of defenders you could say. Yeah, top. Company was, I think, still injury prone them times though. I don't think Company was at the top of his game in 2016. 15, 16, them times there. Might have been 14, 13 to be fair. I might be wrong. And he was, he was a World Cup winner the year before. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I think going into these second legs, I think it's hard to call any of the fixtures, if I'm honest, bro. I'm being real. I don't know. What are you thinking for the...
I said, yeah, I made it clear. I want Bayern to win, but I thought that PSG would just have too much firepower for them. And Bayern's defense was worrying me. But then them man scored 5. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a genuine tough game. I think that PSG, still go through, but it's very difficult to rule out Bayern. It's very difficult. You know what I mean? The Arsenal one is tough, but for a different reason, blood. You know what I mean? Because I could see a place where Arsenal nick it 1-0. You know what I mean? But I can also see a place where Arsenal fold under the pressure from their fans at home and lose. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it's a difficult situation, bro. Like I think both games could go either way. Like genuinely, they're on a knife edge.
It's true. I think at the Allianz, I think Bayern Munich are going to leave more spaces for PSG than they even did at the Parc des Princes. I think that's the problem for Bayern Munich. That's the problem. They have to play. This is why PSG are so good in knockout football, because you have to play a flawless game or a near flawless game. We went out to PSG on penalties last season, yeah. And every time we missed a chance, Rants, I knew he was done. Like when Kwanzaa hit the inside of the post, I just, even though it was 1-1 an aggregate, I was just like to myself, to go in. Every chance that Salah missed that game, I'm thinking it had to go in. It had to go in. Because either they're going to go the other end and score, or you can't keep PSG out. You can't keep them out forever. You can't. They're going to score. It's just how long you can wait. And
no, you're right.
Yeah, and we got them to penalties, and that's mad. I kind of think last year the fact that we got them to penalties was a little bit mad compared to what they've done to everyone else since then, including us again. Do you know what I'm saying? Compared to what they've done to everyone else, I think us taking them to penalties last season, it's looking like an achievement. I said this to Casey. I generally think, bro, anyone who bucks PSG, your Champions League journey's done.
Yeah.
Whether that be round of 16 or any knockout round. I actually think that if you play PSG, forget about what run you think you was going to have.
Yeah, at the moment, PSG are looking like...
Yeah, because if I
they're
was
looking like the one team that is like...
Rants,
you can't do nothing to.
Bro, if I was in Arsenal side of the bracket, I'm in the semi-final, bro.
Yeah.
Even this shit Liverpool, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm beating Sporting and I'm beating Leverkusen. Do you get it? That's not a reflection of, you know what I'm saying? You go and beat PSG, you might well have, unless you're playing Bayern Munich after that, you might well have won the champs, bro. Because who's really beating they're the best team in the world. And they're the best coach team in the world. Even though Bayern, you can argue, do Bayern have more attacking quality? Debatable. You look at Kane's volume of goals to maybe what Dembele offers in the false nine. You look at Diaz versus Cravo, you probably take Cravo over Diaz. But you look at Doué versus Elise, that's not close.
Take Elise, it's close.
So it's debatable. But PSG are better coached than Bayern Munich. This is the thing. They're better coached.
Yeah. I think that's a fair assessment, especially they got a more experienced coach. But I do think Company is coaching them well as well.
You know why, bro? There was no Fabian Ruiz. Do you know? Did everyone just forget how important Fabian Ruiz was in the running for them? Does everyone just forget the role he played last season for them in that running to the champs? He's barely played. They've got the evil Wanyeri playing, and they don't look at nothing, brother. They have no physicality in their midfield, and it doesn't matter. We're seeing Barcelona. We're seeing Enrique's Barcelona. I hope people know that, innit? We're seeing Enrique's Barcelona without Busquets. That's what it is.
That's what it feels like.
It's exactly what it is. That's what it is. Do each player, and I'm not saying, when I say physical, I'm talking about Black-African.
Yeah, physical presence. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Neves puts himself about. I know Neves puts,
but he's still small. I hear what you mean. He's got the tenacity, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like João Gomez for Wolves. He's a small guy, but he's a bit pitbull. Bruno G, like, you know, these guys, like they're techie, but they'll put them, they're pitbulls in it. But they're not, brother. Put man against Onana and see what happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not that type of player. So, and in the Champions League, bro, sometimes you need a bit of the Black African, man. Sorry to see, you need a bit of the Black African. You need those, bro. I'm telling you, this is Enrique's Barcelona team. It just took him 6 months last season to get it going. He had to get rid of Kolo Muani. He just needed to get it going a little bit. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? Because why can man bring on Mayulu and that, and Chelsea is still getting dunked on? Why can man bring them? You know them French NPCs, bro. Them baguette bruisers, bro. You know them man there that just, brother, like, you see them man there, just a random black kid with plats. You know, just a random black kid with plats and Mercurials, fam.
You're taking a piss.
90 pace, 78 dribbling, and 81 finishing, 81 overall on FIFA. You know them ones there. Them academy grads at France that will probably go on to play for Frankfurt.
Nah, it's nasty, bro.
Brother,
I hear you though. I hear you,
brother. That's, bro. I'm telling you. And by the way, Mayuli's not dead. By the way, like, man, pre-Mayuli's thing, he's all right. You know, he's decent. They got another young G's. They got a couple young G's that they bring in. But I'm just saying, PSG are the best coach team in the world for me. Even though I think Bayern Munich could go player for player in the attacking third, they could.
Yeah. I agree. Completely agree.
No, I'm saying. But a man said in Kunku, you know, like, you are getting mad. The Kunku was actually very good at one point. But yeah, but I think it could go. You're right. It can go either way, but I'm probably leaning towards PSG. The Arsenal game, I can't call it. I'm saying penalties, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I think penalties for Arsenal, safe bet. And yeah, open play, PSG, edge it. But yeah, both teams to score again in that game, bro. It's going to be another shootout, but probably not as exciting. You know what I mean?
No, I hear it. I've just set up my live as well, by the way. I just took a bit to set up.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Set that up now and I'll redirect. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah, bro.
Yeah, man, that's solid, people, man.
Our game as well. I forgot. Like, I've done a whole thing about talking about our game. I know it don't really matter, like, because Chelsea are finished, but
listen, I just don't even. But I'm not even thinking about that game right now. You know
Did you not say time ago that there might not be no weight to this game by the time it swings round? If man just moves, there might not be. By the time the game swings round, there might not be no weight to it.
I feel like there's not any weight to it. I think we're both getting Champions League anyway.
No, 100%, brother. Chelsea
are class, brother. I just feel like this game don't mean nothing. Like, you know, the ones there.
Yeah, it's facts.
So yeah, it's just one of those things.
Like, I think the obviously, I don't know. Have you heard the way that Chelsea can qualify?
If Aston Villa win the thingy.
Yeah, so Chelsea got to finish 6th. Villa got to win the Europa League. And Villa need to finish 5th. And they get UCL. Now, I said, Rants, imagine we live in a world. City win the league. They don't win the treble. Chelsea win the FA Cup. They finish in the Champions. They get a 6th place Champions League spot, and Arsenal don't win the Champions League.
These are all very real possibilities.
It's not even that mad. I said to the Chelsea fans, I said, you lot, if you win the FA Cup and you somehow scum Champions League football through Aston Villa, and Arsenal don't win a trophy, you have license to crash it on anyone outside of City.
No, facts.
Like, and on a shameless thing, of course, because you lot, they're still class, they're still shit. But in terms of like the better season chat, I'll be real, they've got a good, that's a good, bro, especially the Arsenal banner after Arsenal packed them 4 times a season? 3 times a season? The agendas I'd be running is nasty. I'd be running nasty. Bro, even if Arsenal win nothing this year, you know the agendas I'm running. I'm saying we finished with the same shit.
No, but you're right, though. It's the same with us.
We both got Champions League football and they win a trophy.
Then man are saying who had a better season, blood. I'm saying, yo, because we was never expected to win the league, fam. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's looking mad still.
You know what I'm saying? It's bro, like it's people don't understand. Like, this is why, they got to do what they got to do. Because me, I'll be a nasty guy still. I'm already a nasty guy. I'm already a prick. You see it? But yeah, I don't think there's much. I don't think there's much in our game. Salah will be back. Salah will be back, but obviously, probably not for this game. Like, he'll probably play right at the end of the season.
Yeah, I just think this game ain't got much to it, bruv. Like, there's not much riding on it. I'm not excited about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just one of them ones where it's like, bro, give me my points, blood. Give me Champions League, and we just keep it moving. That's the way I see this game. Like, this game is not. It just doesn't feel spicy, bro. Just because of where we are in the season, bro. Like, honestly, it just doesn't seem exciting. Like, Liverpool haven't performed this season like the Liverpool of old. Do you know what I mean? United started badly, and now, we're getting results. But in general, it's a bit, it's whatever, innit? Maybe on the day I'll be a bit more excited for the game, but at the moment, I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I hear it. I hear it still.
You know what I mean? I think, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see stuff.
We'll see. And you lot, make sure we get these lights up. You already know what time it is. Heading over to Big Six Bands, people. Let them know what's coming up, bro.
Yeah, man. Just a quick, just a bit of football talk. On obviously Slot got nominated for Manager of the Month, so I'm pissed, innit? I'm pissed still. Like, I just think the cheek of that, innit? But yeah, obviously we're gonna talk a little bit on that. We're gonna talk a little bit on obviously Curtis Jones and a few of the other stuff. So just it won't be too long, it'll be like 45 minutes, and then obviously we've got a show maybe after the Aston Villa Nottingham Forest game.
Okay. So yeah, man. That's lit. Big up everyone inside. Let me run up the lights. Man's gonna be back with Texino at 8 o'clock, but we'll be keeping an eye on the Villa Forest game, brother. Like, I completely forgot these man were actually playing.
That's a good little game to watch, man.
Yeah, I was gonna watch it, but after watching the Arsenal game yesterday, I cannot watch another game like that. I'm not 100% confident in now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. We're definitely gonna talk in Red Talk people, because obviously you got Kobe signed a new deal officially. Someone just said that there's some Scott Parker announcement or something saying that he's being linked to Chelsea now. There's a few weird things going on in it, so I'm gonna catch up with what's happened while we've been live, guys, and then we'll be back at 8 o'clock to discuss people. So big up, and I'll see you guys.